Yes, indeedy. I wrote graffiti on the bus. Early bird gets the worm. Kirk Kennedy coming in early today. I got one verse, universe, one verse we're going to look at that. I think I'm going to do a new series of videos on this one verse because what we're going to look at today is crazy. But first things first, welcome to CNN. I'm Kirk Kennedy. Let's go in. All right. If you are of the Christian tradition, as I am, if you are a believer, a fear of the Lordian, right? Christian, tomorrow is not promised. James tells us, don't boast about tomorrow, but say the Lord wills. But what is promised is that day, the day of the Lord. So tomorrow's not promised, but the day of the Lord is. So we remember the future. Remember the future. All right. Also, we take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. Okay. I'm going to show you one verse, and the portion of one verse that's going to be, you're going to see it and be like, wow. And then I'm going to show you how this is playing out. This is crazy. All right, here's the verse. Actually, it's the end of a verse and another verse. Here it is. Romans 1:29 through 30. All right. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents. All right. Here is the video we're going to look at today. Here's a phrase we're going to focus on: inventors of evil. That's a crazy thought, right? God is saying that there are people that are inventing evil, just inventing things to do that's evil. And we know this, right? This was written, almost 2,000 years ago. We know this is true. There are inventors of evil. Well, today we're going to watch a video. It's a quick video. It's like 5 minutes long of such a thing, inventors of evil. I honestly think I'm going to do a new series on this particular topic, inventors of evil. This story right now is insane and it's sad and it's crazy. So let's get into this. Without further ado, let's get into this story, right? This is Inventors of Evil. This might be my first edition. There's a ton of these I may do. Inventors of Evil. Let's watch this and hear this story. This is crazy. Here we go.
I mean, I'll just put it out there. I mean, I was intimate with my half brother.
But you didn't know.
We didn't know. Yeah.
They couldn't have known. In the early 2000s, they were two teenagers growing up in Wallingford, Connecticut, a suburb like any other, where Victoria Hill met her high school boyfriend.
This, I think, was junior year.
Obviously, you're dating here.
Yeah.
What Victoria didn't know then,
My husband and I tried for a while, and it wasn't working.
What was the infertility world like back then?
Back then, everything was kept quiet, was kept not really secret, but it wasn't advertised.
her mother, Marilee Hill, turned to a New Haven, Connecticut fertility specialist, Dr. Burton Caldwell. She says Dr. Caldwell told her he would inseminate her using an anonymous medical student's sperm. Hill got pregnant.
There's babe me.
I kind of erased it in my mind that they weren't my husband's biological children.
Until recently.
All right, so real quick. So this woman, this is in the 80s. This woman goes to her fertility clinic because she can't have children. And the doctor says, I'm going to use a college student's sperm. So she's like, oh man, this is not my husband's sperm, but she deals with it. All right. So that's what happens. The fertility doctor does this. All right. Watch what they say is going to happen. Listen to this. Inventors of evil, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this.
When Victoria took a commercially available DNA test, curious about her health history. To her shock, she found half-siblings she never knew existed. One of them reached out, revealing their biological father is Dr. Caldwell.
When I opened it up, it basically just kind of put out there, what you're seeing is some half siblings because we believe that the doctor that did your mother's fertility treatment might be our biological father. And I just remember sitting there just being like, What is happening?
Victoria's high school boyfriend, who asked his identity be concealed, was also donor conceived. His parents also used Dr. Caldwell. The boyfriend took a DNA test.
All right, so just so we're clear on what's happening. Now, her emotion is probably official because she probably didn't know. I don't know if her mom told her, your dad is not your dad. I was artificially inseminated. So it may be the first time she's hearing that her dad is not her dad is when she gets this notification that the the doctor used his own sperm to get her mom pregnant. Like, your dad is not your dad. It's this doctor, and he's actually our dad too. And the boyfriend that she dated in high school was the same thing. They got the same father, but different mothers, and she didn't know it at all. Crazy. Inventors of evil. Oh my gosh. I mean, let's keep going.
Texted me, and it was a screenshot of the 23andMe connection, and it said, "You are my sister." What? We're siblings? So
She
What if that would have been
continued
her
to find
husband?
more brothers and sisters, all discovered through DNA.
All connected to Dr. Caldwell.
yeah, I've slept with my half sibling. There were 4 of us that we know of in the same high school. Another half sibling, we went to the same elementary school, and that's just in the 23 that I know.
Are you gonna go boom?
My children have 41 first cousins that we know of, most which are local. So how many could there be?
41 first cousins. 41 first cousins. What is the family reunion like? I hope this dude, the doctor, doesn't claim to be a believer and say that he was applying the Noahic mandate to be fruitful and multiply the earth. Or I hope he's not. I mean, this type of stuff that people would do though. Well, God told me to be fruitful and multiply. What a ridiculous dude. This dude has multiple dozens of children out there because he's a selfish, sinful dude. And he is an inventor of, listen to this, they are slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, and pun intended for this story, disobedient to parents. They're gonna write you disobedient. They all got the same dad. What is it? Father's Day must be crazy for him. This dude, this is crazy. Let's keep going.
Victoria's story is a worst case scenario in the fertility field. The
Oh my
FDA
gosh.
regulates sperm and egg donations, but doesn't limit the number of donations nor the amount of offspring, vastly behind some Western countries with tighter controls. And when it comes to doctors using their own sperm without patient consent, there's currently no federal law, and only
Listen to that.
13 states with existing fertility fraud laws.
Did you hear that? There is no, listen to this. Inventors of evil, right? Listen to this. There is no federal law against a doctor using his own sperm to impregnate women. That's not a federal law? Man, this Black History Month. Black people were getting locked up for vagrancy law, just jaywalking before. There's no federal law against this? Only in America. Only in America. This is crazy.
I consider you guys sisters, or I'll say like half sisters.
A lot. More people than I think
Right.
we know struggle to conceive, and that's why all of our moms did what they did, because they wanted babies. They would do anything for my kids' sake. I hope you get the tall gene.
Victoria and 2 of her half-sisters say they are Caldwell's biological children, all born within 4 years in the 1980s. It's only through commercial genetic tests that they can track their growing numbers.
None of us knew, and every single time it comes up, we end up having to relive what that experience was like.
So Janine, you went and saw Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
You snapped a picture. Why did you take a picture?
I wanted proof, but I still, when I see that picture, it's this sick feeling. I felt strongly that I had to meet him to make him and the whole situation real and try to make it make sense.
Janine Pearson filed a civil lawsuit against Caldwell last year. It's all she can do for some sense of justice.
We don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Dr. Caldwell.
Wow, fam. So this dude, inventors of evil. Like, and let me tell you why this is an invention of evil. Because he couldn't have done this without the technology, right? There was a point in time where the technology made it so that he was able to do that. He cannot do this without the technological means to do it. But this guy they said they have 41 first cousins. Golly. Like, this dude has multiple children. Like, I'm talking about, this is insane. This dude has, like, what do they call them? Those people who, like, want a compound. And he's like, this dude is insane. He's like his own religion. 41 first cousins. No federal law against this. So they're about to go to this dude's house, and he's chilling. He's not arrested or nothing. Oh, boy, I tell you what. Man. Inventors of evil, ladies and gentlemen. Wickedness. All right. Stop popping up on the screen. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens when they go to his house.
Sometime in the early 2000s, but he still lives here in Connecticut. So we decided to stop and see if we could chat with him. Okay, so I saw Dr. Caldwell. He appears to be frail, quite elderly. I chatted briefly with his wife, who did not want to talk.
You think? What is his wife going to say? Well, I'm the stepmom to 40-something kids and 60 grandkids. Like, what is she going to say? I don't even want to talk after watching this joint. But I got to because y'all are watching.
The law is, frankly, way behind technology in this area.
You
Attorney
think?
Matt Blumenthal represents Victoria Hill, her high school boyfriend, and Hill's mother. There are dozens of reported cases like this of other fertility doctors accused of impregnating their patients. Hundreds of offspring who only recently discovered the truth because of DNA testing.
It's been kept from them for so long.
Wow.
They can't do anything about it because the legal system may not provide them a remedy.
It's insane to me that there's just no justice. There's no recourse. The reason why I'm telling this story, I mean, for me coping, I need to make meaning of this somehow. I am happy to be alive, but I don't want to be the product of a fraud.
What's more evil? That a guy can do this to people, or that he can do it and there be no justice for it? Inventors of evil. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, insane. And you know what's more insane? The most insane thing about all of this is that the Lord sees all of it, right? Sees all of it as it's happening and still allows people time to repent and believe in him. She said, this dude is old and frail. He's still alive. The Lord didn't take his life. He could turn and follow Jesus and be forgiven for this stuff. I don't know if he is or not, but that's the most craziest thing of all, is the Lord is patient enough to give this man time to repent. He's still alive. This is 30-something years later. He's still alive. Inventors of evil. Let's not find ourselves in that list, brothers and sisters. Kirk Kennedy signing off. Wow. Crazy.